Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video. I just got done making a video about what I liked about the sixth episode of Kenobi, which you guys can watch. That's gonna be the last video I've uploaded. So in this video, I'm going to say what I disliked about the sixth episode of Kenobi, which I kind of touched on some of them in the last episode, but I'm going to say them again with some other things. I can't speak English today. Anyways, Reva. I do not like how Reva essentially tries to be intimidating towards the beginning of this episode, and just goes at night, tries to kill Luke, and try. I my. I'm not a big fan of her getting a redemption arc in this scenario. Like her redemption, or I should rephrase that to her, how her redemption arc took place. I don't mind people having a redemption arc. I mean, I'm a big believer in people can be redeemed if they choose to be better. I feel like I'm a huge believer in people. I am a huge believer in people being redeemed. I am. But I feel like they could have executed their sisters, Reva's redemption a bit better. Maybe like having the other Inquisitor chick come down on Tatooine, right? Reva so happens to go followers to her. She goes after the other Inquisitor's sister could have went followed Luke. Reva could have went to rescue Luke, fought, and maybe kill the other Inquisitors. Maybe they kill each other. Maybe the second sister or the third sister survived. Who knows? But her doing that other Inquisitor chick that we saw in the episodes before would have been a better and to protect Luke would have been more acceptable, or I should say acceptable, but I would have accepted that more than, hey, look, I'm going to nearly kill you. Oh, I'm going to remember the time when Anakin nearly killed me when he just got appointed Vader in Order 66, and when I fought Vader 5 seconds ago. So I would have been because the redemption arc that we got now kind of seemed to be weak. The redemption arc that I had where she was fighting the other Inquisitor woman, that would have made this her redemption arc better, way better in my opinion, and I would have been more into it. And I kind of already have expected her to get redeemed because of the leaks I've heard. One leak I heard that she was going to die. Then I've heard that the script was reworked where she doesn't die, and such to be the outcome that we have now. So I just would have preferred the other Inquisitor girl to come in. Reva fights. She kills Vader. I mean, she kills that Inquisitor. Then she brings Luke. And maybe have it where if you guys wanted to have her almost kill Luke, then yeah, sure, have that same have it where she contemplates killing Luke, but ends up not doing it. But just have that fight I was referring to in it to make that a redemption arc for her a bit better. So yeah, the redemption arc ain't working for me. It isn't it could have been better. Opening up for a Rebel show. I've heard rumors about that. I probably won't watch, but hey, if you guys are looking forward to that, kudos to you. Kudos to you. And I'm only saying that other Inquisitor chick getting killed, theory, because or whatever. Because she wasn't in Star Wars Rebels. The two male Inquisitors that were in this episode, they were both in Rebels, and both of them died in Rebels. First the Grand Inquisitor, then I think the third brother, the one with the hat, yeah, he died in Rebels season 2. While the Grand Inquisitor died at Rebels season 1 by Kanan. The Vader fight, the Vader Obi fight, I didn't enjoy. Like, this was hyped up to be the fight of the century, right? This was supposed to be the fight of the century. I mean, there were some moments that were cool, like Vader doing "oh" to the ground, and Vader essentially pulling Rey, but doing it in a more badass way than Rey did, and lifting rocks and chucking at them at Vader. Thought that was cool. I did enjoy Vader, Obi-Wan get caught off part of the Vader mask. I like the. I wish the dialogue between Vader and Obi-Wan would have been longer, and I did. There was a side of me that kind of said, "Oh no, why you're trying to make me nerd out with Obi-Wan quoting saying, I will do what I must.' Vader saying, you will try." No. Yeah, I didn't see what you guys were doing. I have to say, which I didn't say in the previous video, that I did like Vader's using one hand to fight. But this was supposed to be the fight of the century, right? Don't get me wrong. There was a part of me that was into the fight, but I kept on getting like drawn back out of the fight. I was into the fight for certain moments, but I was drawn out of it. So if this was supposed to be the fight of the century, I only wish that this fight would have been more epic, more intense, a bit longer. I wish this would have drew me in more, so I would have been like mentally pulled out. If this was supposed to be the fight of the century, Revenge of the Sith. That was the fight of the century. We got Yoda versus the Emperor versus Sidious, Obi-Wan versus Anakin, who was just appointed Darth Vader. Temporarily taking the fight between Yoda and Palpatine out, and just focusing on the fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan, or Vader versus Obi-Wan, in Revenge of the Sith. That fight was more of a fight of the century. I felt more of a fight of the century in that fight than I did in both fights. That was in this series. Like I said, I do appreciate that Obi-Wan stood his ground more to Vader in this episode. So that I'm not knocking. I just would have enjoyed seeing Vader like this been it had been more intense. I would have liked more force powers to be involved. You know? But that's just me. Like I said, I was kind of conflicted with the whole Leia knowing that Obi-Wan like using the whole Obi-Wan name, because and maybe it's just a preference thing for me. I would have enjoyed it better if Leia did not know that Ben Kenobi is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Would have made, but now that she knows, for me, it weakens that "help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope" line. Like the whole speech, less powerful, less potent. And if she knew Obi-Wan and threw a temper tantrum when Obi-Wan was going to leave her in this episode, fast forwarding 9-10 years later, when Kenobi gets killed by Vader, Luke said, "No!" And Leia says, "It's too late, Luke, come on!" Like, with how attached Leia was to Obi-Wan in this show, wouldn't she give off at least a little bit of emotion before saying, "It's too late, Luke. Come on." That's just me. That's just me. And I get that she's older, like 9, 10 years older than she was, like in A New Hope than she was in this show. But still, that will like that will always that will bug me. That will bug me. I do it. Like I said, I do like that they tried to like explain why Leia didn't mention Obi-Wan for years, and that reason like because that would put their lives in danger, and for that reason I can respect that. I can respect that, but that doesn't make my previous point any less potent. That they would have exhibited some emotion. If not, then when she was trying to comfort Luke, right? We would have gotten like a at least a little bit of a sad look at from Leia. My point is, at some point, with how attached she was to Obi-Wan in this show, we would have gotten a point of for Leia in A New Hope where she would have been like you could tell that she might be trying to put her mind as like the bigger picture would which in this case which would have been delivering C-3PO and an R2-D2 to Yavin 4 to the Rebel base, but there would have been some struggle, at the very least a little hint of that she was sad that Obi-Wan, a person who saved her when she was a kid, died at least 3 moments before. So yeah, that's something I am having a hard time with dealing with. Um, and Qui Gon, Qui Gon. Now let me just say that I do, like I said in the last video, I did enjoy them acknowledging Qui Gon and them having him but I will prefer him using his voice, because the only time we've seen Qui Gon's force body is in the Clone Wars on Mortis. Because Mortis was extremely strong in the Force, Qui Gon could get away with doing that. But in Revenge of the Sith, in the Clone Wars, we heard Obi-Wan's voice. I mean, Qui Gon's voice. And in the deleted scene in Revenge of the Sith, Qui Gon was speaking to Obi-Wan. Qui Gon wasn't. We couldn't see Obi-Wan. I mean, we couldn't see Qui Gon. We could only hear his voice. There's a deleted scene out there. I recommend you guys checking that out to see what I mean more. But even in the Clone Wars, Qui-Gon told Yoda that his training was never complete. So he could only do his voice, not his face, like his body. So even though I did enjoy seeing Liam Neeson again as Qui-Gon, I gotta say, I would have enjoyed it more if Qui-Gon was just a force, like just a voice, not a force ghost per se. Because with Obi-Wan, he got trained, right? I'm assuming he got trained how to be a force ghost by Qui-Gon. If not by Qui-Gon, then I'm guessing in Disney standards he must have took a little bit time off to go to Yoda to train or whatever, or somehow he learned how to become a Force Ghost. I'm guessing through Qui-Gon, right? So it makes sense for someone like Anakin just dying, getting taught how to be a Force Ghost, so he can see his son on Endor celebrating the fall of the Empire. But Qui-Gon, it was already established in the Clone Wars that his training was cut off due to his death by the hands of Darth Maul in the Phantom Menace. So even though I did enjoy seeing Liam Neeson, that has seeing him kind of bothered me. I would have enjoyed hearing his voice, and I will die on that hill. I will seriously die on that hill. Only because of what was already uh, said in the Clone Wars. What has already been set up. So that's just me. If you guys have disagree with me at any points, let me know. If you guys agree with me, let me know too. But what do you guys think about the Kenobi show? Like this episode, I mean. Like, what are some things that you guys would have changed or improved upon? What are the quote unquote negative things that you guys would say to this episode? Let me know in the comment section down below. And again, I already made a video where I did list the positive before someone says, you only look at the negative. No, I also look at the positive. Check out the video before this. It will prove my case. I always don't only look at the negative, I look at the positive as well. That said, love you guys. Hope you have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. Thank you for watching this video. And may the force be with us all.